Hello students, welcome to today's lecture. We will be starting with the prose section. Many of you asked why we began with the poetry section. That was because poetry is little easier and lighter to understand, and it was a very nice poem, and so we began with the poem. Today we will start with the prose. Now, according to the latest updation of the syllabus, your first chapter in prose section has been removed, okay, because of the current situation. So we are going to start with the second chapter in your syllabus. So 1.2, section 1, lesson 2. So 1.2, on to the summit, we reach the top. So looking at the title, you must have got some idea about what this lesson is going to be. Summit, reach the top. So here is the picture of Mount Everest, and we all are aware about this famous place, Mount Everest, which is the highest location on the surface of the earth. Okay, so this is Mount Everest, yes, and here in this picture we can see there are so many mountaineers who are trying to climb the mountain. Okay, and so in today's lecture we are going to get to know about the story of two great people, Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, who were the first two individuals known to reach the summit. Summit, as in the highest point of a hill or a mountain. So they were the first two individuals to reach the highest point of Mount Everest. Okay, in the year 1953 on May 29th. Okay, so this is the story of how their journey was. Okay, this story is narrated by our one of our person, that is Tenzing Norgay, and he is a Nepali Indian Sherpa, a mountaineer. Okay, so he was one of them. Okay, like I mentioned, so it is his narration of the story of how they reached the highest point of Mount Everest. Okay, so let us get to know a little bit about Tenzing Norgay. Now, Tenzing Norgay was born on 29th May 1914 and he died on 9th May 1986. By birth, he was known by the name Namgyal Wangri, and also he was referred to as Sherpa Tenzing. Okay, and he was a Nepali Indian Sherpa mountaineer. Now he was one of the first two individuals who reached the summit, the highest point of Mount Everest, and he accomplished this feat with Edmund Hillary, okay, on 29th May 1953. And because of his this achievement, he has received many honors, including Britain's George Medal and the Star of Nepal, also known as the Nepal Tara. Okay, so this is the picture of Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing, or Tenzing Norgay as we know him. This is a statue of Norgay at the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute. There's this institute, okay, known for mountaineering. So they have this statue of Tenzing Norgay. Now we will begin by looking at the icebreakers in your textbook. I hope you all have your textbook along with you as you listen to this video and see this. So I want you all to be on page number 15, where you have the icebreakers of the lesson On to the Summit We Reach the Top. So the first activity here we have is discuss with your partner and complete the web of different activities related to climbing. So when it comes to climbing, what are the various things that come to your mind, and the words which are related, or the activities that are related to climbing? You need to write them in these boxes. Then the next activity is, there are certain prerequisites for mountaineering. With reference to following points, develop a short dialogue between you and your friend about mountaineering. So when you want to go for mountaineering, there are some things that you need to prepare before. Okay, prerequisites of mountaineering, the things that you need to prepare before you start this journey. So what are the various things that you need to keep in mind? Time, distance, equipments, mental and physical fitness, clothes, training. You cannot just get up one day and start climbing a mountain. It requires a lot of planning and training. So all these things. So have a small discussion with your friend about how, if you decide, then what are the various things that you will keep in mind, when it comes to mountaineering. The next activity is discuss with your partner the various hazards and risks that a mountaineer or a trekker has to face in an expedition. So, when someone is planning to go for such expedition, what are the various risks? Of course, there are many risks because it's a dangerous task when it comes to climbing mountains. Mountains look beautiful when you look at them from far, but when you actually decide to climb a mountain, then you know the difficulties that you might face. So natural, there are two hazards, that is natural hazards and man-made. Natural means the ones which are surrounding you, they naturally occur. So what are the things like climate change? Suddenly it might start raining, or there might be ice fall, or storms, or rock falling, or blizzards, or tornadoes. All these kind of natural hazards you might face because of the climatic change. And man-made dangers would be like, your physical fitness, your exertion is too much, or you have bad equipments, or you lack teamwork, okay, or lack of food and water, wrong planning. These are the various difficulties that you might face when when you are about to climb a mountain. Okay. Now, so let us come back to the chapter now. Let us focus on the various honors that Tenzing Norgay has received. Okay, so the first one is Tiger Medal, which he received in 1938, honored by Himalayan Club, and he received this for his Everest expedition. Then Star of Nepal received in 1953 after he, achieved this success by King Tribhuvan and for all the accomplishments that he had made up till now. And then Padma Bhushan, which was given to him in 1959 by the government of India, again for his great achievements. Okay. So in this chapter, Tenzing describes the climb to the top. Okay, he doesn't describe very much from the beginning, but yes, his journey towards the topmost point and all events occurred during the historic climb. The article also describes what brought him to climbing mountains. Okay, not everybody is inspired to climbing mountains. So let's see what happens and what he wants to tell us in this chapter. So on to the summit, we reach the top. So he begins from Camp 9, and he tells us that when they both actually left Camp 9 on Friday morning, they were determined that, today we have to reach the summit by all means. Okay. So in the morning, he was thinking, like, I was to get to the top even if I die. So he just made up his mind thinking that no matter what happens today, I am going to reach on the top. And he was not afraid of anything. He did not fear death, or he did not fear any kind of problems that he might occur, but he wanted to just achieve his goal by any means today. Okay, so they set out early in order that they could reach the peak, okay, as early as possible. Okay. And while they were walking, while they were climbing basically on the mountain, they alternated. Now, what is the meaning of alternated? Alternated means change places. Sometimes Edmund Hillary would go ahead, sometimes Tenzing Norgay would go ahead. So they kept switching their places time and again. So I would take the lead, and then Hillary. And why they did this? Because when it comes to climbing, okay, it is a difficult job for both the one who's climbing first and the one who's climbing later. And also, when you're climbing up and down the mountain, both the way it is difficult. Okay, so when you're climbing, okay, the one who is following, the person who is following, that is the person who is second, okay, or third, he is the anchor, that is he's the person who is providing confidence to the person who is going ahead, okay, the lead person. So Tenzing Norgay, whenever he used to be behind Edmund Hillary, he would, encourage him to keep moving ahead. And the same way Edmund Hillary would do to Tenzing Norgay, okay, because the person who is leading is breaking the way, he's making the path for the one who is following it. So while he was, on this journey, he had these four flags with him. Okay, and when they were at the camp, camp four, like they have various camps at different stages of the mountain climbing. Okay, so at various locations they have these camps, And when they were at Camp 4, there was this person, that is Colonel Hunt. He gave Tenzing Norgay three flags. Okay, now like you all must be knowing, students. When you are mountaineering, you don't do it alone. You do it with group of people who are very well trained, and you along with them. Of course, you are very well trained, and you have gone through training of months, okay, or months before you have been preparing. So um there are these group of people who come from different places. So here, when Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary, they started this expedition, they were having people of different places, and so Colonel Hunt and many different people were involved. So Colonel Hunt gave Tenzing Norgay three flags belonging to three different places: Britain, United Nations, and Nepal. Like you all can see here, this is the flag of Britain, this is the flag of United Nations, and this is the flag of Nepal. As I said, he was a Nepali Indian Sherpa, so Nepal. And while he did that, he just told, Tenzing Norgay, that when you reach the top of the world, because it's the highest point on the Earth's surface, so when you reach there, you have to plant these three flags on the summit. Okay, so he tells Tenzing Norgay that I give you these flags in your care. You keep them safely, and then once you reach the top, you put them at the peak. So he told, yes, me and Hillary, we are both going to do that, of course. But he also told Colonel Hunt that he was carrying Indian flag along with him. Okay, so it was not only he was thinking that, okay, I'm going to take only the Nepal flag of Nepal and Britain and UN, but he had this feeling that he was also a part of India, and so he had Indian flag with him already, and he said that I am going to, or I would like to, plant this flag as well on the summit. Here you can see the picture of Colonel Hunt. Okay, so he had asked his permission because Colonel Hunt was a leader of the expedition. Expedition, as in the journey undertaken by a group of people with a purpose. And what was their purpose? To reach the summit of Mount Everest. So he was the leader of this expedition, and so Tenzing Norgay, he was such a person who was very humble, and so he thought it was important to take his permission, the leader's permission, in order to plant one more flag at the summit. Now, Colonel Hunt then said that, yes, of course, I'm very happy that you brought Indian flag, and of course, you should plant that as well on the summit. So this is the picture of Colonel Hunt here, Tenzing Norgay here with the flag, and you have Edmund Hillary. Okay. So yes, all this happened, and after 1 hour of steady going, like they had a very good journey, climbing up the mountain. They then came across the south face and started the west side, where they had to pass a steep line of rocks. Steep means sloping very not gently, but it's a very straight slope. Okay, so they came across this line of rocks, okay, which were aligned in a very steep manner, and here it was very difficult for them to climb, so they went very slow. Okay, and once they cleared this area, then there was nothing which could stop them, and they could straight walk up the mountain, except for the snow covered incline, or the sloping, the slanting up and down places on the mountain, which were less and less as it neared the top. So as they went on climbing ahead, they faced very little dangerous spots. Okay, then the last 60 or 70 feet, about to reach the mountain or the top of the mountain, they were not very much dangerous, but they still kept a very steady pace. They did not go very fast, they did not go very slow. They maintained a pace between both of them, and then they reached the small flattened summit. Okay, summit, that is, I told you, the highest point of a hill or a mountain, and then they almost reached it together. Now here they don't specify as to Edmund Hillary reached first, or Tenzing Norgay. A very important factor and a very important value, my dear students, for us to pick up here is that both of them had achieved such a great success of reaching the topmost point of the earth. Okay, that is the peak of Mount Everest. However, none of them say that, it was me who climbed first. Okay, they both, they both realize the importance of the other person in their success, and so they do not take the credit for themselves. Okay, they either of them, they do not take the credit for themselves, but they, say that they reached the summit together. So during the last 50 feet from the peak, Hillary and I were moving about 20 feet apart. So, they had this distance of 20 feet, and they were tied together with a rope, okay, just to give support to each other. So most of the time, the rope was loose because one would go ahead, the other would be very quickly following them or something like that. But when we went over dangerous ground, we saw that we pulled the rope tight so that the person who is ahead and the person who is behind are equally supporting each other and preventing them from falling or getting off the track. So here we see how these two, they reach the small flattened summit. See, can you see the area? It's really very little, where they both could hardly manage to stand together. So the rope was a symbol. Now here, Tenzing Norgay is specifying about the rope. Why? Because it's a symbol that tied them, Hillary, Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay together. And it was a proof that one could not move without the other. So it was not that they were a single individual, but they were a team. Okay. And so after, when they came down, and many of the reporters and all, everybody's excited, right? We all have it in our mind that yes, if two people climb, then certainly there has to be somebody who did it first. Okay. So like that, everybody asked them, like, who was the first to climb? Who was the first to climb? And when we were within the reach of summit, when they both, so he tells them that, when we were almost close to summit, it was not that, I was going to be first thought in either Edmund Hillary's mind or Tenzing Norgay's mind. So he says that I'm sure that even Edmund Hillary was not thinking that, I'm going to be first. Their very intention was they both have to reach the summit. So when you're climbing, your only attention is on the other things rather than, thinking about who's going to be first. So you have many more things to worry about. So this is how Tenzing Norgay then answered them, saying that it's not that they had in their mind that who's going to be first, but they just wanted to reach the summit and be successful in their expedition. Okay, so we are going to stop here today, and we will be definitely going ahead in the next video. But before we do that, dear students, as we discuss the icebreakers, I would like you to solve the icebreakers today and read your page number 16 and 17. Okay, and you can read up till where we have finished discussing today. Okay, so thank you very much, and I'm sure you have understood the lesson up till now. We will continue in the next video. Until then, thank you and have a nice day.